It's Graybeard
and Blondie
here on Relationship Wednesdays on the comfort couch, as you can see.
And tonight we were given a topic by someone newly divorced but not quite yet dating, and she had asked how we navigated and how we went about introducing kids into a dating relationship.
The first thing we like to talk about is not only introducing the kids to the significant other. What I would like to talk about, what we both are going to talk about, is the fact that what are we looking for in a person to introduce our kids to, or try to blend a family with. In my opinion, it all depends on the age, because I've been in different relationships, and I've been kind of blessed on my kids meeting a nurturing woman to help them through their early years of life. And my kids being that young, that nurturing person had to care for them, take care of them, and treat them as well as they could to help with their mom. Now my kids are a little older. I want somebody that got good values, good family values, believe in God, and willing to take care of anything that need to be taken care of in the family. Willing to cook, clean, help out, teach them things that need to be taught, help them drive, whatever it may be, to blend that family together. That's what I'm looking for, someone that cares, God first.
So I wasn't in a lot of dating relationships, so I only ever introduced my kids to one person, and it was this man. And when I went about doing that, what I was looking for in the person was somebody that I knew I could see forever with. Meaning that when I was dating, I wasn't ever going to introduce them to someone that I was going on a date with or just dating. It had to be somebody that had those values that I talked about the other time. Faith, someone I could see myself doing life with, someone that was in it for the long haul. I wasn't just going to introduce them to random people that I was meeting or hanging out with. So by that time, my kids were of older age, but I definitely agree in that had I been in this single place when they were younger, it would have been a completely different situation as to who I was introducing them to. But for my situation, I only introduced them ever to one other person outside of their father. So it was a little bit different in how I navigated it.
So here we are, we're meeting the kids now. And how we did it was kind of different for each one of us. My way is, I know she's coming around. I know this is what I want. I'm in my townhome, and I'm like, okay, kids, guess what? It's a lady by the name of Alice. And I'm an upfront person. My family knows what I'm going through. My family knows what I feel. So in the beginning, my kids knew of her. I had showed her a couple pictures of her in the townhome before we bought this house, and she showed up. Go ahead, what you think?
So I had all of these. Everybody has an opinion about when you should do this. Some people love to look at statistics and research. That's not my jam. But I did have in my head, like, well, we should date this long until I introduce them to Donnie, because I just didn't want them to meet somebody that they could get heartbroken again, if that makes sense. Meaning, my daughter had one time said to me, Mom, don't introduce us to somebody that we're going to fall in love with, and then he's going to leave. So that's kind of where my kids were at with it. So I had this timeline in my brain, and he was very great about it, because I was like, I really don't want them to meet till closer to Christmas, which would have put us at the 4-month mark. And he was great with it. He never said, why? Like, you met my kids, why can't I? It was never like that at all. But the way it unfolded, God was like, you're funny that you think this is all planned out, because it was completely organic. We ended up just going with the flow, and he was laughing at me because I had this all planned, and it did not work out like that at all.
She had to play like it was from Broadway.
I did. And they ended up meeting I met his kids slightly before we were 2 months in, and then mine met him the next week or something like that. And then all the kids met a couple weeks later. But it was just funny in that the way that it actually ended up happening was the way it was supposed to be, because I think you have to just go with, again, it depends on age, but when my daughter said to me, Mom, are you dating? I'm not gonna lie straight to her face. And then they're like, well, we wanna meet him. Well, okay. So it wasn't how I had it planned, but I think it's a very important thing for me and for us. It was just kind of fluid, organic, going with the moment, and just we kind of listened. For me, I kind of listened to the kids. They were asking. By that time, I knew he was the one, so I'm like, why not? And that's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, you know, I knew she was one, and we were going with it, and there wasn't no hold back. Everything was just natural. When she met the kids, everything fell in place, and that made more sense. You know what I'm saying? And God just kept leading us in the right direction, and here we are in this big old house. Now they're best friends, and they're hanging out. They spend a lot of time together. They happy to see each other when they come here from visitations and with their other parents. It just makes things so much easier to me if you're just more upfront. If you're more upfront, let the kids figure it out. Kids gonna tell you what they think. Kids gonna let you know if they like this or like that, and go with it.
Well, in real talk, his daughter asked to meet my kids on a random, I don't know, weeknight, and we're like, okay, let's do it. So I called my mom, and she came down, and that's when he met Mom. And it just, the way that the four of them clicked, you couldn't tell that they haven't grown up together their whole lives. And I feel like it has a little bit to do with how comfortable we were with each other, how we kind of just let it flow. And like the first night that they met, my mom thought they had known each other for months. And by the end of that night, they had created a group chat. I mean, these are things when you get into a new relationship and you're blending families, these are things you pray for, because it can really go bad. I have friends where the blending did not go as great and the kids were not accepted, and it can really go south. So it just continues to go on with how blessed we've been in this, because literally the kids are like, why are we at the house if the other kids aren't here? They just
get along. They get along like that. They want to make sure everybody's here, or why are we not here when they're not here? Like she said. But my biggest deal is this. This is what my biggest deal is. Don't lose yourself, and no disrespect to any kid. Don't lose yourself in your relationship on your kids. I'm not saying that to be rude. It's one thing I'm learning, and I have learned more of, that the person you with is before your kids. And I know everybody said, what did he just say? I'm gonna say it again.
It's okay, ladies, it's okay.
The person that you're with, that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, come before your kids. And that's called Graybeard said so. Because in the long run, I love my son. Love him to death. I love all my kids. Love them to death. But you know what? There's only two living in the house with me. Two. My youngest one is 15. Guess what? In the next couple of years, he's moving out. He's gone.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. See you later, bye. But she's here all the time. And I think a lot of times people make the mistake of putting kids first over their significant other or spouse, to the point to where they lose significant other or spouse. I'm gonna take care of my kids. I'm gonna be there for my kids. But in the plan of God, is God, spouse, kid, everybody else. I have a covenant with God to raise my kids in the right way he should go, or she should go, so when they get older, they don't depart. But it's not my responsibility to put them before my wife.
And so, you can do all of this and still be sensitive to your kids' feelings. We're not saying, like, ignore their feelings. That's not what we're saying. Again, it's age sensitive as well. But you can do exactly what he's saying and still be sensitive to your kids. But at the end of the day, if your kids are bulking or whatever, don't throw in the towel in the relationship because your kid might not like the other person. It's an adjustment for kids, depending on the situation they came in and out of. Every kid's different, every situation's different. So not every situation is going to be as easy and glorious as this was.
We blessed.
Totally.
We're completely
Totally.
blessed.
But it's so important what he's saying. Just don't let it dictate the relationship.
Yes. Because I'm going to say it like this. In the next few years or whenever, Tyrese is getting married. And he got to treat his wife better than he treats me. In the next few years, Paige is getting married. Guess what? She got to treat her husband better than she treat her dad. That's just the way it goes. Nothing against anybody, nothing against how much I love my kids. That's just the way it goes. Yeah. So take heed. I hope everything is good. I hope we got across some of the good things you can pay attention to or work with, or it might help you out, or if you were feeling bad about something and we cleared it up a little bit or came close to clearing it up so you can go in a direction. I ain't saying we're right. I always say that.
We were actually on two different spectrums really in the beginning with it.
Yes.
But you gotta work together and not necessarily be set in what you think is going to happen. It's gotta be fluid, it's gotta be organic, and you gotta kind of just go with the way, you don't have to, the way we did it. We just kind of went with the flow. And
every relationship ain't like ours. We very, very short in our relationship. Year and a half.
Year and a half.
Is it year and a half?
We're so old.
Yeah. A year and a half. I mean, and we done did a lot. We done made a lot of huge strides in a short period of time, and it's comfortable. You may not be able to do that. It might take you 3-4 years to get where we are.
Right.
You don't have to rush it. Like she said, let it be fluid.
It's also our age, our experience.
Let it be fluid.
It's also
let it be fluid.
It's also
let it be fluid.
The reason ours is like this is we are older. This isn't our first relationship.
Right.
Our kids are older, so it's very situational. But if you have faith, pray about it, and He'll lead you where you need to go.
God first. God first. And Graybeard definitely says so about that. Definitely.
You need to tell them about the new Facebook.
Oh yes. While we're here, before we get out of here, before we leave you alone, before we stop talking you, so we can stop talking your ear off, we got a new group page. It's called Graybeard and Blondie Hanging Out. Well, I'm sorry.
Out and about.
Out and about. Graybeard and Blondie. Out and about. So if you want to throw in there what's a nice place to go, you want some people to come hang out. If you want to throw in there a nice restaurant, if you want to throw in there what's going on in Philadelphia and have people to come, if you want to throw on what's going on in Georgia, throw it on there on that group page, because we talking about it and everything. We're going to let you know where we at on our vacation. Hey, and guess what? We're going to have that wedding countdown, baby.
It's coming.
The wedding countdown is coming.
The dress is purchased.
Yo, the dress is purchased. She got the dress. I ain't get to see it. Ain't that right? But anyway, we gonna have some fun again. Graybeard and Blondie, out and about. Just think, you might get on the group page with Graybeard and Blondie. You don't know. We might be out and about and say, hey, jump in, take a couple pictures. Hey, that's how we do it. But we're going to let you go on that one, and be signing off. Graybeard, down!